Paying us a visit on the Bruin Insider show is UCLA women's basketball standout Janiah Barker. With Nick Koop, I'm Bryan Fenley. Janiah, so glad to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Coming off a great performance on Monday, you had the double-double. You also had a big game on Saturday against Long Beach State. You said after the game on Monday that you have this dog in you. What does that look like?
I do things that everybody doesn't want to do. Let's go play defense. Let's go dive on the floor, get 50-50 balls, go get every rebound possible. Just be very annoying. I wonder what it's like playing against me, and I hope it's very annoying. Yeah.
I think Bruin fans have gathered that already. There's not a play that you can't make on the floor, is I think what we've learned in watching you here at UCLA. So where does that come from? Where does that desire to be annoying? What fuels that?
Yeah, so, I come from SEC. I come from a defensive-minded team, Johnny Taylor, but instilled that in us at Texas A&M, and I just think something that I brought over from the SEC to the Big Ten. The SEC is a really, really physical conference, so you have to play defense. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of low-scoring games. It's not a whole bunch of shooting teams out there. It's a whole bunch of being in the paint, being a dog, and everybody's a dog out there. So I just think I just brought that over from Texas A&M and try to implement it and put it in the Bruins. Yeah.
From Texas A&M to UCLA, and head coach Corey Close, after the game again on Friday, referenced the press conference following the win that you had on Monday, that is. And she basically said that it doesn't matter whether you're starting or not. And I get it. Probably a lot of players will say that. But she took a moment to stress you really mean that. The selflessness that you have on the court, how have you been able to be so involved in knowing how important that is and how you live what you say? Yeah,
so I think for me, in high school, I played on really nice teams. I won a state championship. I also won a national championship with the Mount Verde Eagles. So I've always been around good players, really good players around me, and just knowing how to play with great players. When I went to Texas A&M, it was not like that. It was totally different. I had to learn how to make my own shot, and of course I had teammates around, but it was just not the same caliber. So when coming here, I have to change my mindset all over again to learn how to play with great players again. So, and it's not about getting yours or getting off or getting the most points. Is about winning, and that's what I came here for. So just learning how to be a good teammate and to do whatever they need me to do, and that's what I'm here for. And starting, like I said, it really don't matter because we got a whole bunch of stars on this team, but it's really just about the impact that you bring.
Yeah, we've seen it. There's more than 5 starters on this team. So you allude to some of the challenges in acclimating here to UCLA on the court. What about off the court? How's it been coming to LA and coming to Westwood?
I don't know if you know where Texas A&M is, but it's in College Station.
Yep.
It's the middle of nowhere, and it's literally just College Station. The closest city is Houston, which is an hour and 30 away. So coming from College Station to LA, it's just been totally different. Also, too, it's the South. Now I'm on the West Side. It's been very loving. This team, the community, the people here, the staff, it's just something like a family, and it's been really nice to see and be a part of and to grow in this environment.
You are a very important part to this UCLA women's basketball family. Janiah Barker joining us, women's basketball standout on the Bruin Insider show. For Nick Koop, I'm Bryan Fenley. Corey Close wants it to be a family. That's the way that she has this team. And you've really adopted this nature of selflessness. We've talked about that. But for you to be instrumental in taking this team to places that it's never been before, how much pride do you have in that potential?
Hey, so that's something I don't even really think about. I think the team knows. They've been telling me that they need me, so it's good to hear. But I just want to execute whatever they ask of me, and if that is helping them get to the next level, I'm ready to do that. And the coaches, my teammates, they're always telling me that we know you can go get this stop. Like, you got the best player, go get them to do that. And that gives me confidence on top of the confidence that I already have. So it's just nice to have people to believe in you that's always around you.
I'm sure you gathered how monumental the South Carolina win was for this program. And it's been a few weeks now. Still got that number 1 in front of your guys' name. How do you feel like you guys have handled that?
Yeah, before I answer that, it's crazy because I was watching this. I was watching the UConn versus Notre Dame game with some friends, and they don't really watch women's basketball. And UConn was number 2 at the time, and it was like, whoa, you play on the number 1 team? Like, that's crazy. I'm like, no, like, literally.
Because everyone knows UConn and their history. Yep.
And then so now it's UCLA. It's actually really crazy. And I just think we've been doing a great job. I think we still are not looking to be hunted. We're still hunting everybody. We're still going after everybody. We're still getting better every day. We're still making sure we're getting up extra shots after every practice, making sure we're being detailed and preparing. That's the main thing that we're focusing on. That's the only reason why we're going to get these wins, if we prepare how we're supposed to and then go out there and execute what the game plan is.
Whether it's a player in the WNBA or NBA, that tenacity that you carry with yourself defensively, who do you feel like you resemble on the court at the next level?
I watch Kevin Garnett and I watch Asia Wilson, and I really love Montrezl Harrell, if you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a Montrezl Harrell fan, yeah.
So how do you feel? Like, I love Montrezl Harrell because I've been a Clipper fan for a while. Obviously, he's been with the Clippers, and he's one of those guys that will do the quote-unquote dirty work out there. So where do you feel like that relates particularly in your game in doing the things that a lot of other people on the team might not want to do necessarily?
You know, that's just, going out there, getting all the rebounds, going out there, getting on the 50-50 balls, diving on the floor. You know, who wants to really dive on the floor? Nobody really wants to dive on the floor, right? But just go doing out the things that nobody wants to do, and that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, once I do it, I can get my teammates to come do it with me,
When did you know you could hoop at a high level?
I've been about 6 foot since like 6th grade. So at that time, I got my first offer in the 7th grade by Georgia Tech. So 7th grade, middle school, I already knew that I was going to be something. I got blessed with the ability to be tall and dribble the ball. So it's just been a blessing ever since then.
So were you able? How did you come to develop your skills then? You have the height, you have some of the natural skills, but I'm sure it takes a lot more than just that to get where you are now.
Yeah. So my dad, he played basketball. He got recruited by Clemson. A couple people. He didn't go D1. Could have. But he was like, we're not finna be a post-up person. Like, we were outside working on ball handling, shots. We were doing everything that a guard was doing. He wanted me to be versatile from the time I was a child. He used to tell my coaches, like, let her play point guard, like, just give her a chance. And every time I did that, it was just like people didn't expect that from me at the time. It wasn't normal for 6'4". It's normal now. You see a lot of tall people going out and dribbling, but back in the day, back in the day, man.
You're growing up.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know, man. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. So yeah.
If I may, back in the day when you were a youngster practicing with your dad, set the scene for us on the court that you two would be on the most. What was it like? Give me the senses of, if I was there, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I feeling? And what is that like from my perspective, watching what that was like between you and your father?
That's really crazy. Nobody's asked me that before, but it was in Panama City, Florida, if you know what that is, the Panhandle, about an hour away from Tallahassee. After school every day, we are on the driveway pavement, and it's a goal. This is the driveway. The goal is right here, and there's I don't know if you know, like a ladder, like where you can do your footwork stuff. So we would do our footwork, and then we would do our ball handling, and then we get to our shots every day out there on the pavement, me and Pops. And I might be crying sometimes, but I know the next day, if I'm crying, I'm gonna be the first one out there. I'm gonna be like, Dad, what are we doing? What's next? You know what I'm saying? So it was a love-hate relationship at the time, but he pushed me so hard and it got me here. So I'm so thankful for him.
So what does your dad tell you now about the way you're playing?
He thinks I'm the best player in the world. So he's my biggest supporter. He always is telling me how great I am, and he gives me the most confidence. I know I can call him at any time, and he'll tell me that I'm going to be okay. He tells me that I'm chosen. He's the best. He's the best support system I can have, for sure.
Well, as we wrap up this conversation, we appreciate that you are the one chosen for this interview, and you've got our support as well. It's been fun watching this team, and so much forward for this squad and what you guys can accomplish. For Nick Koop, I'm Bryan Fenley. Janiah Barker with UCLA Women's Basketball on the program. Thanks so much, Janiah.
Thank you guys for having me.